Bonjour à tous, nous allons étudier la grammaire des bases et le vocabulaire en français. Nous commençons with les articles. Les articles. Okay, so what do you know about article? Article in English? Okay, to define something, we use article. We have two types in article. One is definite article and other is indefinite article in English. Same wise we have in French as well. To start off with the definite article, we use definite article when the object is specific. For example, the Taj Mahal, the fort. So all these are very specific. For these objects or these places, we use definite article. Whereas in French, we use the same method here, but we will be categorized into 4 categories. One is masculine, feminine, vowel and plural. Why do we categorize into these 4 categories is because these French language see gender for everything and number for everything. So according to this gender, masculine and feminine, it has been categorized into 2, and with the numbers, if it is plural, we have another format. L apostrophe, which is the vowel, so we use that to avoid vowel clashes. To start off with the example la bureau. Bureau is office. That isn't masculine. Why? Because it does not ends with E. 80% of the rule in French, if a word ends with E, which is feminine, and if does not ends with E, it is masculine. It is just the 80%. But 20% comes under the exception. Even though if it ends with E, it is masculine. So bureau is office, as I told you. Next is le crayon. Le crayon is a pencil that does not ends with E. So it is masculine. Le hammock, which also does not ends with E, that is also a masculine. Next, moving on to la. La, we use it for feminine. First one, la table. La table, which means a table, it ends with E, so it is feminine. Le chaise. Le chaise also ends with E, which is also a feminine. La hote. La hote is the ventilator, which we even call as a chimney. That is also ends with E, which is feminine. Okay, next is l'apostrophe. L apostrophe. With this we use for the vowel. Why do we use this for the vowel? Is to avoid the vowel clash. Because if our word starts with any vowel, it will have a clash. So we use this L apostrophe. For example, l'arbre. L'arbre, which means a tree. It starts with a vowel A, so we are using L apostrophe. Moving on to le. Le is for the plural. If something ends with X or yes, it is considered as plural. For example, vaso. Vaso is a bird that ends with X, so that is a plural. Months, days and the seasons. To start off with the months, les mois. Janvier, février, mars, avril, mai, juin, juillet, août, septembre, octobre, novembre et décembre. Next, moving on to the seasons. The seasons, how we have in our India, the same we have in French as well. Starting with le printemps. Le printemps is nothing but the spring. L'été is summer. L'automne, you all know from the name itself, it is autumn. Livre, which means winter. Le printemps, l'été, l'automne, livre. Le journée de la semaine. Le jour de la semaine, which means the days of the week. Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi et dimanche. So lundi is Monday, mardi, Tuesday, mercredi, Wednesday, jeudi, Thursday, vendredi, Friday, samedi is Saturday and dimanche is Sunday. Moving on to the numbers. To start with number 1, you can have 2 types. One is and yun. You use for masculine and yun is for the feminine. The is 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, Sees 6. Set is 7. It is not set, it is set. The P is silent. With, nerve, 8 these with numbers 11 to 20. 11. Owns, do's, threes, 14, cans, says, these set, these with, these nerve, one. So now 21 to 30. How do we say that? Van te a, van the, van through, van quatre, van cinq, van six, van sept, van huit, van neuf, trois. Je répète, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29 et 30. So this is how you do for the other numbers also. But you have to remember how to say the tens. Tens as in 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 and 90. So how to say these tens, then it will be easy for you to frame the other numbers. Now going on to 40. 40, 50, 50, 60, 60, 70. 70 will be 60 plus 10 makes 70, which is 70. 80. 80 you will frame it by 4, multiply 4 into 20, which is 80. 90 is 80, which is 4 into 20 plus 10 makes 90. So it is 80. 100 is 100, 1000, million or million. 1 million is a million. Next is les 80 heures, which means the 24 hours. Les moments de la journée, the moments of the day. Starting off with morning. Morning has to be pronounced like le matin, le matin. Midi, which is noon. L'après-midi, which is afternoon. Le soir is evening. And minuit. Minuit is the midnight. Merci beaucoup. We'll see you on the next class.